Shelter dog safety and behavior. Welcome to Safe Animal Handling 101, Approaching Dogs. Never stare at a shelter dog. Direct eye contact may be seen as challenging or confrontational. Be aware of your body language. Try not to appear frontal. Approach with your shoulder toward the dog. Always try to project a calm energy. It's never a good idea to handle shelter dogs when you're feeling stressed, frustrated, or angry. Look for signs of fear or aggression. You will learn more about canine body language later on in the presentation. Never approach a dog that's eating. They may feel that you're a threat to their resources. And do not sit or lie down on the floor with a shelter dog. One knee should remain up at all times for safety. Safety S.C.A.N. S.C.A.N is an acronym for Sexual Maturity. This dog is over 1.5 years of age. As a mature dog with the influence of hormones in their system, this dog is capable of a higher level of aggression than an immature dog. Cautious. This dog is uncomfortable with you and or the environment. This dog is more likely to display defensive behavior than a secure dog. Aroused. This dog is alert and ready to react. This dog is more capable of redirected aggression. And no signs of friendliness. This dog does not solicit interaction and may be reluctant to engage with you at all. Safe handling tips. Always use recommended equipment. Remember to check for proper fit and make sure equipment is on correctly. Equipment recommendations may include the use of treats, toys, or a water bottle for interrupting and redirected unwanted behavior. Make sure you're using the recommended equipment for the recommended dog. Always maintain a distance of 15 feet when walking around other dogs. Be mindful of a dog's stress level and try not to add to it. Do not put yourself between the dog and the source of his agitation. Walk away in the opposite direction, removing the dog from the source of agitation as quickly as possible. Stay out of a shelter dog's face. Never bend over, grab, or kiss your shelter dog. This is the surefire way to get bit. Do not enter a shelter dog's kennel. Know your limits. Do not walk a dog that's too strong for you or that you're not comfortable with. Do not use a cell phone while walking dogs. Calls should be limited to the break room only. If you have an emergency, please feel free to use your two-way radio to contact the front desk. Hands-on training. During the hands-on portion of your training, you will learn more about the following topics and be given an opportunity to practice some of these handling techniques as well as ask questions. Equipment. This includes the Easy Walk harness, gentle leaders, and kennel leads. You'll learn how to both put them on and use them correctly. Correct leash holds. Getting the dog in and out of the kennel. Moving a dog safely through the kennel. Avoiding and handling dog fights, and the location of entrances, exits, and location of supplies that you may need during your dog walking shifts. Correct leash hold. This is an example of the correct leash hold. The handle loop should be over your right thumb with the excess of the leash secured in your palm. The leash should cross over your body with your left hand holding the leash as well. Getting dogs out of the kennel. This video demonstrates proper technique for removing dogs from their kennel. Notice she prepares the leash correctly before opening the kennel door, which is braced by her foot to prevent it from swinging open to let the dog escape. At no time does she ever enter the kennel door. Returning dogs to the kennel. Again, this video demonstrates proper technique. Notice the use of her leash and the way she braces the door while positioning her body in a way that would make it very difficult for the dog to run past her. Walking a dog through the kennel. When walking dogs through the kennel, it is important that you do not position yourself between the dog you're walking and the front of the kennels. The dog must also be kept on a short leash and not allowed to engage with other dogs as they're walking out. The reason this is important is to help prevent redirected aggression. Preventing loose dogs. Make sure equipment is on properly. When utilizing the off-leash dog area, all dogs must drag a leash while in the pen. Make sure that you keep your eyes on the dogs and don't allow them to be unsupervised and slip out under the fence. Always check kennel latches, gates, and doors behind you to make sure that they're closed properly. Only one dog in the pen at a time unless you are with a staff member. Over-arousal in dogs. Once the dog becomes alert and overstimulated, the dog is more prone to redirected aggression or behaviors such as lunging, biting, and vocalization. For this reason, do not encourage rough play. Do not play tug of war with dogs. Do not tease the dog with toys. And most importantly, if a dog becomes too mouthy or overstimulated during play, end the session immediately and return them to their kennel. Preventing dog fights. Only walk one dog at a time and never allow dogs to interact with each other. Keep your dog on a short leash while navigating through the building or in areas where there are other dogs. Whenever possible, maintain a safe distance of 15 feet from other dogs in the area. Redirect or remove dogs if they are barking or fixated on each other. Walk briskly past kennels when walking through the kennel to avoid cage fighting. And in case of a dog fight, do not attempt to break it up. Use your two-way radio to notify the front desk immediately so that help can be dispatched. If dogs are not latched onto each other, leashes can be used to pull the dogs gently apart. Calming signals. Canine language in general consists of a large variety of signals using the body, face, ears, tail, sounds, movement, and expression. These are skills which, when carried over to our own interactions with dogs, can be highly beneficial to our relationship. Dogs have the ability to calm themselves in the face of fearful or stressful situations, and to calm each other as well. Dogs which do not signal properly can often be the cause of problems. If you become fluent in canine body language, you can influence dogs in a very positive way and help them through difficult situations. Some common calming signals are looking or turning away, a raised paw, sniffing, scratching, lip licking, sneezing, blinking, yawning, moving on an arc, submissive grin, and stretching. Dogs can often use combinations of any of the above as well. Be aware that all of these signals can be normal when not in context. Stress signals. These are space-increasing behaviors. This is a dog's way of telling you, give me space or my behavior may take a turn for the worse. It's important to be able to identify these signals and grant the dog the space that they're requesting. Dogs will always tell you they're going to bite. Unfortunately, many times we miss the warning signs. Some common stress signals are yawning, penis crowning, sweaty paws, lip licking, nose rubbing, avoidance, excess whining or vocalization, dilated pupils, furrowed brow, tight mouth, whale eye, frequent urination or marking which is used to claim an area, freezing, pacing, tucked tail, excessive shedding, trembling, urogenital check, or any combination of the above. The next 5 slides demonstrate canine body language as associated with a certain state of mind. Here you're looking at a confident dog. Some things to observe are, the dog is standing straight up. Tail is relaxed, ears are up. This dog is not fixated on anything and moving freely, and this dog looks very comfortable in his environment. This dog is a playful dog. Observe the upper body dip downward in a play bow. The tail is either wagging or straight up. Arms splayed out in front. Ears are erect or slightly forward on a drop-eared dog. This dog most likely moves in bouncy movements and may vocalize excitedly. This is a fearful or nervous dog. This dog has a tucked tail. Ears are back. Head is downward facing. The stance is lowered. The mouth is panting or closed, and they may be licking their lips or growling. This dog is doing everything possible to make itself appear smaller to go unnoticed and avoid conflict. This is an aggressive dog. Notice the rigid or guarded stance. Tail is up in the air or directly behind the dog. Ears are pinned back or perked forward. Teeth are showing. Hackles are up. This dog is probably growling or barking with an intense or fixated stare. This dog is happy or relaxed. She's lying down or standing without being alert. Tail is either wagging or lying naturally. Ears are in their normal state. Mouth is either lightly panting or closed. And their general expression is calm with soft eyes. Now it's your turn. In this section, you will be shown several slides. Take a moment to try to recognize and write down at least 2 examples of canine body language per slide. After a short pause, the correct observations will come up and you can check your work. Good manners. It's important to teach good behavior to our shelter dogs. It can help them to get adopted quickly, and it can help make an adoption successful. Some exercises that can help to reinforce good manners in shelter dogs are asking the dog to sit politely before removing them from the kennel, having the dog sit patiently at each doorway, and never allowing dogs to jump on people when they're greeting. Remember to always reward good behavior with treats and praise. Hand feeding program. Most of the adult dogs receive their morning meal in a bin that is attached to the outside of their cage. This accomplishes 2 goals. It helps to reinforce good behavior in the shelter dogs, and it also teaches the dogs that people are a source of positivity and reward. Volunteers, staff, and visitors are encouraged to feed dogs kibble from the bin as they pass their kennel. Encourage the dogs to sit or stand quietly, then toss some food into their dish. Some dogs are on special diets, so only feed food from the feeder on their cage. Additional reminders. We have many policies in place to protect your safety and the safety of our shelter pets. It's extremely important that our volunteers adhere to these policies. If you would ever like a refresher on our policies or additional safety training, please just ask. We are constantly working to improve ourselves, and the policies may change. We ask for you to be flexible and to cooperate with any new policies that may become effective. And we thank you for your service.